Right, welcome back to Saturday Sport. Now, of course, we were all awaiting to hear who the coach is going to be, the new Bafana coach. That has now been delayed. Simnikiwe, we saw the same thing happen, funnily enough, 3 years ago. We actually do have the tweet here for our viewers, and I actually want to read the tweet. I think we have it up. Oh, there we go. And it says the naming of new... Remember, this was back in 2017. The naming of new Bafana coach has been postponed to next week as we need the coach available at the press conference. Simnikiwe, what a coincidence.
Yeah, look, it's just one of those strange things, you know. It almost feels like, you know, obviously Groundhog Day, where not only were the names of the coaches in the shortlist similar in Hervé Renard and Carlos Queiroz. Now you've also had it, you know, postponed. I have to say, obviously, if you look at it, geez, this is the age of COVID and...
It's a new era.
And virtual, absolutely everything. So, look, it could have been done. I don't know if they're happy with the idea of somebody breaking it tomorrow, because that's what's going to happen now. They've opened it up to somebody else to actually break who the coach is. Look, I mean, that's not necessarily an important thing, but we probably do need to move on and talk about, you know, the candidates. The fact that, you know, the candidates are the same. We haven't moved on in
And that
3
is
years.
also an interesting point, yes, that we're talking about the same names that we were talking about 3 years ago.
It raises a question of, you know, Nicole leaving. You know, was he a stopgap because those, we couldn't get, he can get hold of the other two guys.
Are you trying to say he maybe make the wrong decision?
Well, I think anytime you fire a coach, there is a sense of, look, coaches will be hired and fired, but every time you fire someone, especially when you fire someone who hasn't particularly done anything, there is a sense of sort of admitting defeat, as it were. So it's just looking at Queiroz and Renard. I think Renard before had been too expensive. I think this time he's claimed that he didn't even apply for the job, which raises other questions altogether. And then Queiroz, it seems like he'll always have a home in South Africa,
yep,
thanks to some of the relationships that he does have in this country. But the bigger question, I guess, I mean, I asked a colleague yesterday. I said to him, look, I said, okay, if we're not going to. If you're not going to go my way and say, yeah, but it's the same guys over and over and over, who is the alternative? Maybe it would have been Pizzo, but he made it crystal clear that he's not interested. And I think that's where the problem is. You know, you've got to ask the question, you know, who is an alternative to, you know, the same old faces that we keep seeing. It does feel a bit like a PSL situation where coaches are basically being rinsed and repeated in terms of, you know, the same faces popping up at different clubs. But disappointing all the same, but look, let's see who comes up. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you're wrong. We have a week. We're going to see what happens next week, and hopefully we get to hear who the new Bafana coach is going to be. That's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Sims, thank you for coming through. He'll be back with me tomorrow evening on Sunday Sport. Then we'll be talking with the Sharks Rugby Springbok Centre, rather, Lucanyo. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Don't miss it. Do stay with us. Gareth is still here with Marcel, and they do have the latest headlines at the top of the hour.